Hello and welcome back to Racing 101, where today we'll be learning how to drive without ABS. Let's get started. ABS, also known as the anti-lock brake system, is an assist that helps you slow down. When you brake, ABS checks if the wheels are about to lock up, and if they are, it gently releases the brakes before applying them again, multiple times every second. Ultimately, it keeps the wheels spinning so that you can make the turn no matter how hard you brake. As with traction control, which we discussed in our previous guide, it's a system that's banned in real-world Formula 1, but in F122 it's a useful option to have when you're struggling to slow down for turns. While it may seem obvious to use it all the time, keep in mind that ABS is a reactive system and kicks in when you brake too hard. If you develop good braking technique, you can enter corners at a higher speed and brake later than somebody who uses ABS, so let's try learning how to drive without it. In order to drive without ABS, we first need to understand why wheels lock up at all. Each tyre has a certain amount of grip it can provide, and you use up this grip when you drive the car. If you turn the steering wheel, some of the grip is used to change the direction the car is pointing, and if you brake, some of that grip is spent slowing the car down. If you demand too much from the tyres by braking hard and turning hard at the same time, they won't be able to handle it and eventually lock up. Locking up causes you to not slow down as much, and also not turn as much, so you want to avoid it where you can. In other words, the more you brake, the less you should steer, and the more you steer, the less you should brake before a turn. When you're first learning how to drive without ABS, I would recommend focusing on your straight line performance. Monza is a great place to learn with its heavy braking zones and long straights. When you reach the 150 meter board, brake as hard as you can. At higher speeds you have a lot of downforce and grip, so you won't lock up right away. As the car slows down, gently release off the brake, and when you're ready to turn in, let off the brake entirely. For most corners, this is a safe and easy way to brake without using ABS, and as you'll get better at it, you'll be able to brake later too, closer to the 100 meter board. Now that you understand the basics of braking, let's try a more advanced technique where you brake and turn at the same time. This is known as trail braking and is useful for corners that you can't approach in a straight line, like Sector 2 at Interlagos. Just like before, you start by braking as hard as you can, but this time let off the brakes a little earlier. While still braking, start steering the car into the turn. Remember, the more you turn, the less you should brake. Your goal here is to smoothly transition from full braking to full steering. Trail braking is the fastest way to approach most turns, but also the trickiest technique to master. There's one more technique we can try out in specific situations, so let's take a look at that now. Cadence braking is a style of braking that's useful in ultra-low grip situations, like when you're driving in the rain or on worn tyres. You start off the same as before by braking hard, but as the car slows down, you let off the brake much more than usual, before gently getting back on the brake again to slow the car down more. What you're doing here is widening the window of available grip, instead of being on the limit all the time like you might be with trail braking. Repeat this a few times and the car will slow down enough for the turn. Essentially, this is a simpler but manually controlled version of ABS, and in tricky conditions it's worth trying out. For more help with F122 and guides on how to become a better driver, check out the guides linked in the description, and good luck on your next race.